Carlos Prates versus Geoff Neal. Who's going to win this fight? Well, first of all, who's going to win this fight? Let's take a look at their latest performances, in which Carlos Prates fought Neil Magny, in which Carlos Prates dropped Neil Magny.
But he has that side by side, bouncing up and down.
Carlos Prates then knocked out Neil Magny in round 1. And after this, Carlos Prates went on to fight Ian Gary, in which Ian Gary started off great, landed some great shots and kicks on Carlos Prates, completely outlanded Carlos Prates, and Ian Gary won by decision. Now let's take a look at Geoff Neal's latest performances, in which he also fought Ian Gary, in which it was a very boring fight. There was no action at all. Ian Gary was just running for his life, but Ian Gary won by decision.
And still undefeated, the future, Ian.
And after this, Geoff Neal went on to fight Rafael dos Anjos, in which Geoff Neal dropped Rafael dos Anjos, but then the rest of the fight, since Rafael dos Anjos got a knee injury in round 1.
Now, considering both men's advantages and styles, let's talk about how both men can have success in this fight and possibly win. Well, if you look at Carlos Prates, we'll see that he's obviously the taller and longer fighter, and he obviously seems to be the more dangerous fighter, as he's been showing everyone how much power he truly holds. And if you look at Geoff Neal, well, he's also a really good striker who's good at mixing things up and putting some good combinations together. But I would say that there's a pretty clear winner, and that's Carlos Prates, as I would say that there's a higher chance that he uses his range to pick his shots to break down Geoff Neal and possibly get the knockout, as Geoff Neal won't be able to take those big shots of Carlos Prates over and over again. And since we've seen Shavkat Rakhmonov have success against Geoff Neal as the taller fighter, it just makes it more likely that Carlos Prates is going to win this fight. But there is a chance that we see Geoff Neal have success of his own by closing the distance and using his speed and footwork to get things going. And in that case, his output and combinations might just make things look a lot more close and competitive, especially if Carlos Prates is struggling to get things going of his own and is struggling to land that one big shot to get Geoff Neal out of there. So I wouldn't say it's 100% over for Geoff Neal, as Geoff Neal might be able to do what I believe is almost impossible, but I just believe that there's a much higher chance that Geoff Neal fails at doing enough to outland and outwork Carlos Prates. So in the end, I do got Carlos Prates winning this fight. I just believe he's going to be the one coming forward, looking to touch up Geoff Neal, and I believe he's going to land the cleaner and more significant shots, and he is going to knock out Geoff Neal.